Everyone, please be seated. Welcome graduates, loved ones, staff, and faculty to the beautiful Palace Theater. I'm Dr. Michael Metz, Chairman for the Department of Comprehensive Dentistry and your MC for the evening. Welcome all to the 134th graduation of the University of Louisville School of Dentistry. Thank you, Blake and Hannah, for leading us into the theater. You both may be seated. The last 17 months has been the most challenging circumstances faced in dental education. However, we are beyond grateful that we can celebrate in person this year for the DMD and dental hygiene classes of 2021. This social interaction and gathered celebration provides much needed healing as we all move forward from this horrible pandemic. It also provides hope for a more normal future as these graduates face the many restrictions that guides our daily lives. I tried to come up with one word that best describes how we arrived here after the last 17 months. There were a lot of words, some I can't say, but I did come up with one, which I think is fitting, and it's perseverance. And I always like help with quotes from people who are smarter than me. And perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other. And I can truly honestly tell you that the students have had tons of perseverance through many short races over the last 18 months, especially these two classes. Through perseverance, many people win success out of what seemed destined to be certain failure. And I can promise you that we've all felt this starting last March when the pandemic hit and we shut down. So I thank the leadership at the dental school for their guidance. I thank the dental students for their understanding. And through all that, we made it here today. Even with restrictions, we're sitting here today. And I'm very, very happy about that. So I think everyone in this room sitting down here on the first floor deserves a round of applause. And I don't think there's anyone more happy in this room than the individual I'm about to introduce you to. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce our Dean, Dean Jerry Bradley.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Yesterday, UofL President Dr. Neeli Bendapudi bestowed the degrees of Doctor of Dental Medicine and Bachelor of Dental Hygiene on the qualifying candidates of the class of 2021. Graduates, please move your tassels to the left. This afternoon, doesn't that feel good? This afternoon, we will further acknowledge these achievements by presenting diplomas to our graduates from our Doctor of Dental Medicine and Dental Hygiene programs. The dental graduates will be hooded, and the dental hygiene graduates will receive their pins. However, first I would ask the class of 2021 to acknowledge those who supported them through their education. Would the following please stand to be acknowledged? The spouses, parents, and family members of the graduates. please stand? On behalf of the class of 2021, thank you, and please be seated. I have another word to add to Dr. Metz's. Perseverance, he said. Last weekend, SpaceX capsule returned to Earth when it splashed down off of Panama City in the first nighttime landing by NASA in 53 years. SpaceX Crew Dragon resilience. Victor Glover also made history with this mission by becoming the first black person to hold a long-duration crew assignment on the International Space Station. Last year, NASA astronaut Michael Hopkins, commander of SpaceX's Crew 1 mission to the space station, joined his 3 crewmates in revealing their ship's call sign during a NASA press conference held in September. We're excited about the opportunity to name our vehicle, Hopkins said, speaking on behalf of the fellow Crew 1 astronauts. The Crew 1 Dragon capsule number 207 will henceforth be known by the call sign Resilience. The name, explained Hopkins, reflected the challenges that the current year has put forth, not just for his crew or the teams at SpaceX and NASA, but for the entire world and the country. If you look at the definition of the word resilience, it means functioning well in times of stress or overcoming adverse events. I think all of us can agree that 2020 has certainly been a challenging year. A global pandemic, economic hardships, social unrest, and isolation, he said. Despite all of that, SpaceX and NASA have kept the production line open, finished this amazing vehicle that is getting ready to go on its maiden flight to the International Space Station. So the name Resilience is really in honor of the SpaceX and NASA teams. And quite frankly, it is in honor of our families, our colleagues, our fellow citizens, our international partners, our leaders, who have shown that same quality, these same characteristics. So having reflected on this story, I believe our graduates today, the families, the faculty, the staff, our patients, can identify with that word, resilience. Overcoming adverse effects, functioning well in times of stress. These are the qualities that this group of students have shown this past year. And when the ask and effort is greater, so too the satisfaction of rising to the occasion and getting to the finish line is all the sweeter. Thank you, graduates. Thank you, families here today. And thank you, faculty and staff and patients, for getting us here today to celebrate the incredible, resilient class of 2021. Thank you, Dr. Metz. Would you please introduce our other guests and dignitaries that have joined us for this event?
Thank you, Dr. Bradley. It is my pleasure this afternoon to introduce the colleagues who are seated with me on the stage and are here to honor our graduates. First, I'd like to introduce Dr. Darren Greenwell. He earned his undergraduate degree at the University of Louisville School of Dentistry in 2000. My classmate. He has served in the United States Air Force and began his private practice career in 2003. Currently, he has a practice in Radcliffe, Kentucky. He previously served as the president of the Kentucky Academy of General Dentistry and the Louisville Dental Society. He is currently the chair of the Kentucky Dental Lifeline Network and the president of the Kentucky Dental Association. Help me welcome Dr. Greenwell.
Yeah, I don't have a big, long speech here. I just want to tell people life is good. At this point, I've been living the dream of being a dentist for 21 years. And it amazes me that I'm sitting here today when it just seems like I was sitting there with you all. It goes by fast. But as president of the Kentucky Dental Association, I want to ask everyone to consider joining organized dentistry when you graduate. Organized dentistry has done a tremendous amount for me. I've made lots of friends. It's made me a better person. It's made me a better dentist. I stay informed. Dentistry is changing all the time, and it behooves us to control what's going on in dentistry. There's many outside forces that are looking to control dentistry. We need to make sure that the dentists are the ones in control of dentistry. So I hope that you will not only be a member, but participate and reach out for the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Greenwell. It's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Lynn Henderson. She earned her Bachelor of Health Sciences from Nova Southeastern College in 2009, a Master's Certificate in Healthcare Administration from the University of Maryland, University College in 2015, and a Master's degree in Management from the University of Maryland, University College in 2016. She received a Public Health Hygienist Certificate in 2017. She is a veteran of the United States Navy, go Navy, having proudly served during Desert Shield and Desert Storm. She has been a clinical dental hygienist since 1996. Additionally, she served Kentucky Dental Hygienists Association in various leadership roles and is currently serving as president. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Henderson, please.
Problems with masks. As I look into the faces of the class of 2021, I see myself 25 years ago. I wondered what the future would hold for me. Never in a million years did I think I would be addressing you as president of the KYDHA or working during a pandemic. The class of 2021 has had the advantage of most of your clinical education occurring during the adversity of a pandemic. This had made you more confident and determined to achieve your goals. It is your belief in yourself that has gotten you this far. Never let that go. Today, you are leaving the safety net of school and entering a grand adventure where you have the opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives. Knowledge is power, and not just academic knowledge. Your education has given you a foundation, but it will be your experiences that will expand your knowledge to be the provider that you wish to become. Over time, you will come to realize that dentistry is not just about helping someone achieve a healthy mouth. You can end chronic pain, restore confidence, and even save a life. As you enter your profession, know that there will be days that you make mistakes, and realize that you do not know everything that there is to know about dentistry. Admit your mistakes, and be willing to reach out to others in your profession. Stay updated on information, and seek out a mentor. Learn from every mistake and experience. It is from our mistakes and experiences that we grow, not only as a professional, but as a person. Be willing to work as a team, even when met with opposition, to achieve a common goal. On this day, as you think about your excitement about graduating and concerns of getting your first job, I encourage you to dream of what the future of dentistry looks like for you. Be willing to create the forward movement of the profession that you envision. The future of dentistry will likely be quite different than it is today. You have the power to create what you want it to be. In my 25 years, I have seen many changes in dentistry. The scope of practice for dental hygiene has expanded. The ability to administer local anesthesia, nitrous, general supervision, and the creation of the public health dental hygienist. These were made possible because someone had a vision to make the profession better for future generations, which would include all of you. In collaboration with the ADHA is what helped us to obtain it. I encourage you to be involved with your professional organization to help shape your profession into your vision. In the words of philanthropist Charlie Munger, you're not going to get very far in life based on what you already know. You're going to advance in life by what you're going to learn after you leave here. Congratulations, class of 2021. The future is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson. On my far left is Dr. Margaret Hill, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Dr. Hill will be announcing our graduates. Seated next to Dr. Hill is Dr. Timothy Doherty, Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs. Dr. Doherty will be hooding our graduates. Seated behind Dr. Hill is Dr. Paul Boyd, Clinical Associate Professor, who will also be hooding our graduates. Next to Dr. Boyd is Dr. Jacqueline Singleton, Director of the Dental Hygiene Program, who will be pinning our dental hygiene graduates. Seated behind Ms. Henderson is Dr. Sharon Carpenter, Associate Professor in the Dental Hygiene Program. Unfortunately, she was not able to join us today. With that, I would like to ask Dr. Bradley to rejoin the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Metz. We wouldn't all be here today if it wasn't for our faculty. When COVID hit and we had to pivot from in-person instruction to online, this was not something that was easy for a clinical training and a clinical program. But our faculty responded and pivoted along with our students. And so what I'd like to do is to ask the faculty to please rise and be acknowledged for all of their hard work to get the graduates here today. Please rise. Thank you. Be seated. Many of our faculty would have liked to have been here today to be part of the graduation, but because of the limitation on people in the building, they couldn't be here. I would like to give special recognition to all our retiring faculty and for their contributions and dedications to our students and our school. Two of them are here with us today, Dr. Paul Boyd and Ms. Diane Foster. Thank you. Dr. Metz, thank you.
My apologies. I'd like to introduce Mr. Adam Hall, Assistant Professor, who will also be pinning our dental hygiene graduates. My apologies, Adam. Before the presentation of the diplomas, representatives from each of the two classes will provide us with a few words. DMD Class President Blake Reed will speak for his class. Blake?
Good afternoon. I am honored to have the opportunity to speak to you today as the president of this year's graduating class. I'd like to take a moment to say a few thank yous. First, I would like to say a huge thank you to all the administration, faculty, and staff of the University of Louisville School of Dentistry. Getting us to this moment after the last 15 months we've had is an incredible feat. And we as a class are extremely grateful for all the hard work getting us finished on time. Second, I would like to send a special thank you to Dr. Alma, Ms. Audra French, Ms. Robin Benningfield, and the entire Student Affairs Department for pulling off this ceremony today. They successfully navigated Kentucky State COVID restrictions, UofL's main campus rules and regulations, as well as the Palace Theater COVID rules and regulations, which we know is not an easy task. So thank you to Student Affairs for making this happen. Life was a whirlwind when I found out I was going to be giving a speech at today's ceremony, which may have contributed to my speech writing procrastination. Our last month of school has been filled with finishing clinical requirements, preparing for and challenging the ADEX licensure exam, and tying up all loose ends at school. Many of us were making plans to sell and move out of our houses and apartments, and preparing for the next steps after graduation. You could say life felt a bit out of control, but from this feeling came some inspiration for me to gather my thoughts for today. It's hard to believe that it's been over 4 years since we were accepted into dental school. The class of 2021 was handpicked as the 120 students who showed skills and traits best suited for a career in dentistry. I think that I can speak for most of us when I say one of those characteristics is the desire to be in control. Organized, calculated. As dentists, we love to be in control. In fact, I'm sure there are spouses, moms, dads, and family members who get sick of just how much dentists love to be in control. Throughout our curriculum, we have been molded into practitioners who must know how to carefully control a situation or procedure. So, you can imagine the panic of 120 type A control freaks when the world was turned upside down just over a year ago by the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as 3 weeks of school closure turned into 4 months away from school. Away from campus, clinic, and our classmates, our education was halted, and there was nothing we could do about it. As third-year students, we were just beginning to make strides in the clinic. We were getting our bearings with treating patients, finally beginning to acquire the much-needed repetitions of our day-to-day operations. To make matters more unsettling, fears of not graduating on time, not being prepared to face the real world of dentistry beyond school, and not knowing what came next were serious concerns for our class. Uncertainty loomed over us. But today, as we emerge successful on the other side of this difficult year, there are certainly a few positive lessons we can take from the crazy circumstances we have faced. Yes, it is good to be in control, sometimes. And I would say it's necessary to be a good dentist. But living through a pandemic this year has made me learn that feeling in control is often temporary and never guaranteed. The unknown of tomorrow is inevitable, and we will never truly know what is next to come. However, what we can do is strive to live in the moment and not to obsess over what we cannot control. Setbacks in life are unavoidable, and there will be many more to come for all of us. So learning how to navigate each challenge as they present themselves is key. As Ferris Bueller famously said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So, class of 21, you can finally let out that sigh of relief you've been holding in for the last 15 months, or some might say 4 years. We made it. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. Hannah Tack, president of the dental hygiene class of 2021, will speak for her class. Hannah?
As I sat and reflected on exactly what I wanted to say up here, one word kept flashing in my mind. While there are so many words I could use to describe the dental hygiene class of 2021, one word seemed to come to the forefront each and every time I went to write this speech. That word was resilient. These past 2 years have been nothing short of stress, as was expected. They have also been nothing short of the unexpected. This past year really put a whole new look to not only what our program began to look like, but what the entire world began to look like. It seemed like one thing after another was piling up, from the pandemic to the racial tensions to a presidential election that seemed to cause more controversy than ever. The stress of school began to mix with the stress of life, and let me tell you, it wasn't a good mix. When the world seemed to come to a stop, the class of 2021 kept going. When the world became very hostile, the class of 2021 kept fighting. When the world became fearful of the unknown, the class of 2021 kept hope. And when the world was hurling obstacles left and right, the class of 2021 was resilient. Being resilient doesn't mean that you bounce back when the troubles go away. Being resilient is having the strength to bounce back in the height of it all, and the class of 2021 did just that. As we prepare to go out and begin our journey as licensed professionals, I wish I could say that life would be smooth sailing, but unfortunately obstacles will continue to be thrown our way. Sometimes they will feel too hard to handle, and sometimes they will be easily overcome. But no matter how big or how small they may seem, a little bit of resilience will go a long way. As I come to a close in my speech, I want to end on a phrase that the dental hygiene class of 2021 started off on. During our first year orientation, we were asked to introduce ourselves and name one thing that we could offer to our classmates as support throughout the program. As we went around the room, one comment that really resonated with me was 30 in, 30 out. It was then that it struck me that this class wasn't going to let anyone get left behind. I can assure you that there were many times where I felt like I would be the one that wasn't going to make it through, and I'm sure I'm not alone when I make that statement. But as I stand here this evening, more proud of myself than I can say I have ever been before, I can easily say I'm even more proud of the other 29 of my peers that are sitting out in those seats. The same 30 bright and eager students that were sitting in room 119 2 years ago ready to start one of the most difficult journeys they've ever been on are the same 30 that you will see walk across stage tonight to begin one of the most rewarding journeys they have ever been on. Class of 2021, we did it. 30 in, 30 out. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. I would like to welcome Dean Bradley back to the podium.
It is now time to recognize the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Dental Medicine. Graduates will be introduced in alphabetical order as listed in your program. The candidates will enter the stage for the placement of the lilac hood over the academic gown, symbolizing each one's formal entrance into the dental profession. Dr. Doherty and Dr. Boyd will hood our DMD candidates. Graduates will then proceed across the stage to receive their diplomas. Family and friends, feel free to take photos or videos from your seats, but please refrain from moving towards the stage and allow full photo access to our professional photographer, Susan Harrison. Thank you for your cooperation. Dr. Margaret Hill will now announce the names of the graduates.
Are you ready? Let's do this thing. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Dental Medicine please come forward? Dr. Erica Nicole Adams. Dr. Jeremy Michael Adams. Dr. Muhammad Noor Al-Sirafi. Dr. Derek Andrew Arnaski. Dr. James W. Ashcraft. Dr. Austin Patrick Becker. Dr. Carson James Baltazar. Dr. Paige Elizabeth Berry. Dr. Alec Joseph Beagley. Dr. Mariah Summer Bolin. Dr. Jordan Nicole Breeding. Dr. Ian Christian Carlson. Dr. Jason Chin. Dr. Tyler Adam Covey. Dr. Rachel Ray Cox. Dr. Julie L. Crawford. Dr. Rusty Leroy Crofts, Jr. Dr. Kelton Robert Cronquist. Dr. Hannah G. Curry. Dr. Joseph William Day. Dr. Christy Luke Doe. Dr. Samuel Joseph Dugan. Dr. Austin T. Eddy. Dr. Kelly Louise Ellis. Dr. Nicholas Eric English. Dr. Eric J. Esplin. Dr. Parker Lee Falkenberg. Dr. Magdalene Grace Fizell. Dr. Grayson Lee Fisler. Dr. Joanna Frazier. Dr. Danae N. Graves. Dr. Christina Pekka Greenhalsh. Dr. Betsy Hudson Grove. Dr. Janani Kodishwaran Gurukul. Dr. Michael Charles Gazillion. Dr. Thomas Wade Hardison III. Dr. Ashlyn Leah Hayes. Dr. Sarah Madeline Howard. Dr. Kristen Denise Jackson. Dr. Allison Nicole James. Dr. Sari Jensen. Dr. Caitlin Ann Johnson. Dr. Jessie Rochelle Jones. Dr. Megan Daniels Jones. Dr. Jacob Nicholas Karam. Dr. Parker Theodore Kostelik. Dr. Centel Kemper Kent. Dr. Ashmat John Korsand. Dr. Gregory L. Kibler. Dr. Connor L. Kylander. Dr. Joshua Mark King. Dr. Chase Alexandra Cutter. Dr. Corey Dane Konetsky. Dr. Nicole Kastuk. Dr. Sarah Jean Marie Cuby. Dr. Daniel Jose Larorta. Dr. Ina Nicole Lagason. Dr. Sravani Lanka. Dr. Elise Michelle Look. Dr. McGregor C. Main. Dr. Megan Medley Main. Dr. Marina Danielle Marks. Dr. Joshua Scott Mayo. Dr. Hamrick Milton McElroy. Dr. Shaheem T. McElroy. Dr. Robert Kellen McWhorter. Dr. Katie Nicole Mellick. Dr. Miranda J. Melvin. Dr. Jibelu Mensa. Dr. Adrian Michael. Dr. Mohammed Mortaza Ali Mir. Dr. Andrew Jacob Monell. Dr. Jalen Patrick Lee Morgan. Dr. Jake D. Murley is unable to be with us today, but we celebrate and honor Jake's accomplishment. Dr. Rupika Mathur Narayan. Dr. Alana Marie Palasini. Dr. Geet Rasesh Parikh. Dr. Nithi Devang Patel. Dr. Pallavi Arun Patil. Pallavi is also receiving a master's degree in business administration today. Dr. Ethan Harrison Perellis. Dr. Megan Michelle Perez. Dr. Adam Quentin Perry. Dr. Tu Chang H. Pham. Dr. Michael Christian Polio. Dr. Washiraya Punak. Dr. Tad Allen Porter. Dr. Jamie R. Progobin. Dr. Andrew William Race. Dr. Dylan Naresh Rama. Dr. Blake Harrison Reed. Dr. Hannah Marie Reed. Dr. Austin Reed Rodenberg. Dr. Gabriel Eduardo Rodriguez Rojas. Dr. Mohammed Pronagi. Dr. Sidney Cullop Salo. Dr. Tara Christine Schramm. Dr. Connor Flynn Schwartz. Dr. Carice Joselle Segoben. Dr. Catherine Clarice Settle. Dr. Pedram Shani Saz. Dr. Ankita Sheth. Dr. Alak Harshad Shiba. Dr. Lucas Hayes Shrewsbury. Dr. Elaine L. Simpson. Dr. Suganda Singh. Dr. Laura Elise Spence. Dr. Alexander Maxwell Stewart. Dr. Summer Stringer. Dr. Hannah Grace Taw. Dr. Todd Matthew Thurman. Dr. Jacob Nicholas Tice. Dr. Brendan Duason Tengi. Dr. Courtney D. Turner. Dr. Lindsay Marie Vanderzalm. Dr. Logan Thomas Wedding. Dr. Jack Thomas Weisbond. Dr. Trent Joseph Wire. Dr. Lucas T. Whittle. Dr. Isaac A. Workman. Congratulations to each of you. You've achieved a major milestone, a significant accomplishment, and whether you realize it or not, you are the envy of many who wish they could sit in your place today. Thank you for being such an important part of the University of Louisville School of Dentistry. Your future is bright, and from you, we expect great things. We will now recognize the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Dental Hygiene. The portion of the ceremony that symbolizes each candidate's formal entrance into the dental profession is the placement of the dental hygiene pin over the academic gown. The dental hygiene faculty members placing the ribbons with pins are Dr. Jacqueline Singleton and Mr. Adam Hall. I gave you a degree, Adam. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in Dental Hygiene please stand and come forward? Brandy L. Anderson. Grace Helen Banahan. Tiffany Catherine Bass. Madison LaRue Blair. Cora Diane Boblet. Casey Joe Bowley. Addison Sage Brasher. Chantel C.A. Birdwell. Peyton Nicole Collins. Charmaine de la Peña. Emily Beth Durbin. Madison Page Hartman. Alexis Page Heacock. Kate Elizabeth Hempling. Mary Ellen Hughes. Sheen Young. Brandon Paul Johnson. Angelique Brooke Ray Kaiser. Morgan Ruth Kella. Nia Michelle Kennedy. McKay Jewel Meyer. Emma Hope Moody. Roshani Patel. Mary Ashley Peabody. Rafael Reyes Font. Juliet Rosado. Elizabeth Virginia Scott. Hannah Noel Tack. Sienna Sydney Washington. Megan Page Whalen. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you. We are so proud of your accomplishments and look forward to your continued contributions to the dental profession. And to quote Hannah, 30 in, 30 out.
Next, I would like to introduce Alex Stewart, the immediate past president of the Louisville American Dental Student Association. He will now lead the graduates in reciting the oath.
Class of 2021, please stand and read the oath with us in unison. You can find it on the back of your program right here. All right, let's do this together. At this transition in both my career as a dental professional and in my life, I choose to establish and accept the following standards through which I will guide my thoughts and actions as a dental professional. Before my peers, mentors, family, and all gathered today, I make this solemn promise. As a student, I recognize that the field of dentistry is always changing and improving. I commit to continually educate myself and promote the advancement of the profession. As a teacher, I am responsible for informing and encouraging my patients in order to empower them with a greater understanding of their oral and systemic health. In doing so, we will together develop treatment options that best meet patient needs. As a healthcare professional, I recognize the sensitivity and privacy of patient health information and will uphold the trust with which that information is shared. As a counselor, I recognize that the larger role that I can serve within my position as a dental professional, that I can be a voice of comfort and compassion to my patients and provide a presence of solace and empathy in their times of need. As a healer, I will promote wellness for all humanity without discrimination. Laboring vigilantly against injustice, I will speak for those without voice where others remain silent. As a human being, I will respect and appreciate the cultural differences among us and welcome the personal growth and deeper understanding of life that those differences provide. Although those differences exist, we are all far more united by the shared privilege of living in this world together than divided by the qualities that make us unique. In all these ways and more, we recognize that it is our moral and ethical obligation to promote that which encourages and cultivates a better and more peaceful world for ourselves and our community. Congrats, everyone, we did it. Woo.
Well done, everyone. I would just like to echo the comments of Dr. Reed in thanking Dr. Yayevek and her team today from Student Affairs, who really spent so much in the last several weeks planning this event today. Numerous visits here to make sure that everything would go smoothly, and I think it has. So a special round of applause for Dr. Yayevek and her team. This concludes our convocation today. We request the audience please remain seated in the balcony until all the graduates have left the facility. You will be instructed when you are able to exit the facility and join your graduate. Thank you.